Well, I think I need a confirmation because I wish you would not give me a confirmation for this, because you know it's about inspiration, inspiration or doing inspirational work. It does, I guess, it does not mean being closer or getting closer to nothing.
Well, in a sense, once the me is no longer, then the creativity or apparent creativity can be much more spontaneous, because it doesn't have anything measuring it anymore.
Yep.
There's not some judge sitting on your shoulder saying, I should do this, or that's the way to do it. There isn't that sort of constraint. Yes. There isn't that constraint anymore.
Yes, but when this system called Tony Parsons, talking out of nothing, could you say it's inspirational talking, or is it something else then?
I don't know. I don't know whether I'd call it inspiration.
Yeah.
It doesn't come from any inspiring source. It is that the nature of this is inspiring, I suppose, in that sense.
Yeah, the nature of this.
But there isn't something giving it inspirational energy. It just comes out of no thing, which is the most colossal energy there is.
It's, well, I could say direct.
Yeah, it's absolutely direct.
But it's not really spontaneous to this.
Oh, it is. Oh, absolutely. It's utterly spontaneous.
It's utterly spontaneous, yeah. And direct.
Yeah. And
inspirational would be maybe still our...
Yeah, I think it's more. I don't think it's inspirational.
Because before you mentioned something that there was back there something.
No, that's in the story.
That's in the story, but has nothing. It's with the me has nothing to do with the at the end. You said.
Well, the other thing about it is that, of course, when there's no me, then anything that is created out of it, let's say, is created out of the recognition that there is no meaning or purpose to anything. So it's much wilder, in a sense, than that which is trying to express or trying to express a purpose or have a purpose in the work that it does, art or whatever.
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
I would like to say something to this. I earned my living as an artist. I was sculpting, mostly with stoneware or china clay, wood, glass. And people always thought I have enormous fantasy. But actually, I was lacking completely of fantasy. I said, working in my workshop is next best to deep sleep. I mean, my body is very active because it was hard work. But I didn't think anything, I didn't feel anything, and then people said, what do you want to express? I don't know. And I had no feelings towards the things I made. And then I stopped saying that because people felt like I'm cheating. And I became very hesitant. It was like, I do not earn my living. If there was no labor in it except some physical work, what for should they give money? And I remember this earlier, as a child, I wrote poems, page longs. And then they said, this child has a lot of fantasy. Well, actually, I lacked entirely fantasy. I could not fantasize anything. And I felt so retarded, like what everybody has, I don't have. And I felt less. And then stopped and withdrew and began hiding.
Because the energy of me was coming in on you.
Yeah, and saying, either you have to say something or you shut up.
Yeah. It should be like this.
Yeah.
So should came into your work.
Yeah.
But there's also, I mean, I have to say, there's also often a release of me in art, in the expression of art. So, which is what you're talking about. Me can come back afterwards, but there can be times when painting or anything like that is happening when there's no me there at all. And also in sport.
I've spoken, of course, to other artists, and they have something going on before,
Yeah.
like a big, I call inner turmoil of
Yeah.
some sort,
Yeah.
and then they start painting, then this turmoil is gone and released. I never had that. It was like
Right.
nothing was happening.
No. No, there aren't any rules. Really, are there? Well, there's not one thing that can happen this certain way or not.
Tony, is anything excluded from being no thing?
Is anything
Excluded from being no thing? Is there anything that has worth?
No.
Not even the breaking down of me?
No, not at all. What worth would it be to anyone or anything? Because when your me breaks down, there's nothing left. The only thing,
but it has some effect.
The only time that worth arises is in the story. In the story, there seems to be something valuable or worthy.
But all the teachings point to that it's much more valuable going beyond ego.
To whom?
I mean, there is an effect.
But only apparently. There's no one that gains from liberation. Liberation is the worst thing that can happen to a person. And also, what is left for the person, as far as the mind, as far as the seeking energy is concerned, what is left, which is what is, would be extremely disappointing for the seeker. The seeker wants spiritual orgasm, great power, 16 blondes. The seeker imagines enlightenment as being something really amazing for the seeker. When it actually happens, there's nothing at all. Very disappointing. And absolutely wondrous.
Yeah, this
no
is.
One.
Yeah, but I mean, you point to wondrous and wonder, and it seems some really wonderful thing.
Okay, but that which is separate would see that wondrousness as an object which is valuable or worthy, but it isn't, because nobody has it. It isn't something that can be grasped and called worthy or valuable.
I think the question was already asked here 2 days ago, like if everybody, okay, language, please accept this language. If everybody was enlightened, the world, would it be better?
Oh, who said that?
It was asked something like that. At
Well,
least I
imagine
mean to
the
have
answer
heard.
was no. The answer would be this is it. Everybody is in, right? But there is only wholeness, so this is what is, so it wouldn't be, how could it be different?
Maybe people are nicer.
Not
I mean, I know
necessarily.
it's very naive to how I express it, but I mean, I don't know, I cannot think of other terms. More peace?
Yeah, but basically you're looking at it from a story point of view, as though there is a world in which people are nicer and therefore it will be more peaceful. There is no world, and there aren't any people.
Yes, but in this, if I can name it with what can happen is a deep relaxation with regards to what is arising. Then somehow this has an effect.
Which could seem to be valuable or worthy.
Yeah, because maybe, for instance, when I'm together with you, sitting at the table with you or talking in a private interview, afterwards I feel somehow very light. So there is this effect. So if lots of people could be in this being,
it would seem that could be so.
then we maybe dance only all the time.
Well, we
Or
don't have to
music.
worry because it's not going to happen. But,
Okay, but this is an excuse, no.
I mean, in a way, I have to say, both Claire and I are amazed that anybody comes to these meetings, first of all. And we're also amazed that everybody doesn't come. So, but, you know.
Please can you repeat
Well, we're surprised that anybody comes to these meetings, which offer absolutely nothing to anybody. And we're also so surprised that the whole world doesn't come because it's so fucking amazing. It's just so colossally turns over the whole way people live. It's just amazing. And I want a Lamborghini, so if everybody came, Marianne could organise the selling tickets to everybody in the world. I'd be alright, I'd be set up. Yeah, I don't know,
Tony, you
could set up a franchising system and have
franchise,
have accredited, invited teachers.
Yes.
Who could set up shop all over the world.
Yeah.
Authorized representative.
They could get
and then you would get a percent from the tape. You know? I mean, my business isn't going so good, so I wanted to talk to you.
Nothing incorporated.
But seriously though, I don't think anyone who's understood this message or has a clarity about it, who's come to meetings, could ever do something like that, set themselves up as a teacher, or a mini guru or something. Or do you know of any cases where that has happened, where somebody came to meetings and then you heard later they set up something for themselves?
No, there is the case that some people come and there's an awakening and an understanding and they try to communicate that, but that's not the same as this. It's still a story. But there are other communicators. Don't ask me their names. And they're not as good as me.
So sadly, we do the question, what would be after Tony?
Well, after there won't be anything. I mean, when I go, women will tear their hair out. Men will be relieved.
The only other person you approve of is Richard, isn't it?
I'm not talking about that anymore.
Perhaps you become as a subtle angel,
I don't think I could ever be an angel or anything. A horny angel, yeah. Comes back to help the women.
fact that there is no free will and choice has something to do with the idea of predetermination?
With
predetermination?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is no such thing.
Has nothing to do.
Well, there is no such thing as free will and choice or predetermination.
So
Because there isn't anything going anywhere.
there's no predetermination then?
No, well, because nothing's going anywhere, so how would it determine itself or be? Thank you. Yeah.